Hello everyone, welcome back to part 2 of how to change your oil in a 1994 Camry with a 2.2 liter 4-cylinder engine. This is Tathan, by the way. So basically what we're doing now is we're getting ready to put the oil drain plug back in because the oil is down to just a drip. So first thing you want to do is clean your oil drain plug off with a rag or whatever you have there, some paper towels. Clean this off. Make sure it's nice and clean, not covered with that old oil. I believe these oil drain plugs, some of them have a magnetic tip on the end that will gather metal shavings from inside your engine. So that's why it's really important to clean off your oil drain plug before you put it back in. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and put it back in here. The oil's down to just a little tiny drip. Okay. Back in there. Okay. Alright, so we got that started back in there. And as snug as we can get it with our hands. Next thing you want to do, kind of keep things clean down there, is take your rag or an old shirt like I have and just wipe down any residual oil on your oil pan from where you drained it. Kind of clean that up a little bit. Okay. Now what you're going to want to do is pull your oil drain pan out. We're going to have to put that in a recycling container after we're done. Okay. Pull that out. There's the old oil, all brown and nasty like. Okay, then what you're going to want to do, get your 14mm socket and your ratchet, and we're going to give that oil drain plug bolt a little turn. Okay, make sure this is righty tighty. Let me set this down for a sec. Okay, let's go back under the car. You now give your oil drain bolt just a little turn. Make sure it's snug. You don't want to over tighten it and damage the threads on your drain pan or go through your drain pan at all. So make sure you're just doing a little turn. Okay, that's the wrong way. Make sure it's tight. Just a little tug. Okay, that's all you need. Just make sure it's nice and snug. Okay, so then what you're going to do is you're going to put on your new oil filter. Okay, for this example, I'm using a Fram titanium. Never used Fram before, so I hope it works out well. And these are the newer Frams. I've heard bad stuff about the older ones, but these are newer ones, so I'm hoping they've improved their quality. Okay, so first thing you're going to want to do with this oil filter is get a little bit of oil. Okay, what you're going to need to do is, it's kind of hard to do one-handed. You're going to want to dip your finger in there, like that. Get a little bit of oil on your finger. That way, you can rub it around this seal here. You want this seal to be wet with new oil, so it seals properly. So just put the oil on that there. Nice thin coat of oil. Okay, wipe that off a little bit on the grass. Let's go put it on. Okay. Now I recommend just putting on your oil filter hand tight. You can do a little like partial turn with a tool or anything like that if you want to. I would not recommend over tightening it. It's going to be really hard to get it off next time if you do that, and it might damage something. So just basically turn it hand tight until you can't turn it anymore. Okay, there we go. And that should be plenty tight. So there it is. Nice and sealed up. New oil filter is installed. Another thing I did is I took this dipstick out and cleaned it off. We're going to need that here in a sec. Okay. So then we're going to fill it up with oil. Now this specific engine takes 3.8 quarts of oil. I actually need to add my oil additive first. So let me go ahead and set this down. Just a second, I'll show you that here in just a moment. Okay everyone, here's my oil treatment. I chose STP with a zinc additive. Being that this is an older engine, it's not an 80s engine, but I figured just to be safe, I've had a little bit of this, being that it's high mileage. Okay, and by high mileage I mean this engine has over 300,000 miles. Let me get my funnel first. Set this down. Get the funnel. I like to keep my funnel right here in the compartment so you always have one. Okay, put it down that way. Sits all right in there. Okay, get our oil additive. Pour that in there. Pretty thick stuff. Okay. It's like trying to pour gear oil in a funnel. Hopefully that drains decently quick. I don't know how well that's going to drain. Awfully slow. Okay. Alright, when I'm done putting this additive in, I'll come back with part 3 so you guys can see me filling it up with the engine oil.